Aave value equivalent to $83.597 a coin. The present exchanged cost range, 89D 858, 83 409. The earlier day close, 83.5 921. The change was 0.23 28%. Backwards rate, as to Aave. Aave conjecture for August 2024. At the outset cost at $38.92. Excessive cost $47.78, while low cost $38.92. The arrived at the midpoint of cost $42.57. Aave cost conjecture toward the month's end $44.65. Change for August 14.7%. Aave cost expectation for September 2024. At the outset cost at $44.65. Excessive cost $55.42, while low cost $44.65. The arrived at the midpoint of cost $49.13. Aave cost estimate toward the month's end $51.79. Change for September 16%. Aave estimate for October 2024. First and foremost cost at $51.79. Exorbitant cost $57.63, while low cost $50.9. They found the middle value of cost $53.34. Aave cost estimate toward the month's end $53.86. Change for October 40%. Aave cost expectation for November 2024. Before all else cost at $53.86. Excessive cost $64.59, while low cost $53.86. The arrived at the midpoint of cost $58.17. Aave cost figure toward the month's end $60.36. Change for November 1%. Aave figure for December 2024. Before all else cost at $60.36. Excessive cost $74.92, while low cost $60.36. The arrived at the midpoint of cost $66.42. Aave cost figure toward the month's end $70.2. Change for December 16%. Aave cost expectation for January 2025. In the first place cost at $72. Exorbitant cost $86.91, while low cost $70.2. They found the middle value of cost $77.04. Aave cost gauge toward the month's end $81.22. Change for January 16%. Aave estimate for February 2025. First and foremost cost at $81.22. Excessive cost $182, while low cost $81.22. The arrived at the midpoint of cost $89.37. Aave cost figure toward the month's end $94.22. Change for February 16%. Aave cost expectation for WARC 2025. Before all else cost at $94.22. Excessive cost $104.61, while low cost $90.93. The arrived at the midpoint of cost $96.88. Aave cost figure toward the month's end $97.77. Change for spring 38%. Aave gauge for April 2025. In the first place cost at $97.77. Exorbitant cost $106.53, while low cost $92.59. They found the middle value of cost $99.11. Aave cost gauge toward the month's end $99.56. Change for April 18%. Aave cost expectation for May 2025. First and foremost cost at $99.56. Exorbitant cost $117.58, while low cost $99.56. They found the middle value of cost $106.65. Aave cost gauge toward the month's end $109.89. Change for May 10.4%. Aave estimate for June 2025. First and foremost cost at $109.89. Excessive cost $120.27, while low cost $104.53. The arrived at the midpoint of cost $111.77. Aave cost figure toward the month's end $112.40. Change for June 3%. Aave cost expectation for July 2025. Before all else cost at $112.40. Excessive cost $121.86, while low cost $105.92. The arrived at the midpoint of cost $113.52. Aave cost figure toward the month's end $113.89. Change for July 3%. Aave gauge for August 2025. In the first place cost at $113.89. Exorbitant cost $123.11, while low cost $107.01. They found the middle value of cost $114.77. Aave cost gauge toward the month's end $115.6. Change for August 10%. Aave cost expectation for September 2025. In the first place cost at $115.6. Exorbitant cost $125.26, while low cost 108.88. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 116.57. Aave cost figure toward the month's end 117.7. Change for September 17%. Aave figure for October 2025. Initially cost at $117.7. Excessive cost 145.31, while low cost 117.7. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 128.81. Aave cost figure toward the month's end 135.80. Change for October 16%. Aave cost expectation for November 2025. Initially cost at $135.80. Exorbitant cost $135.80, while low cost $106.09. They found the middle value of cost $122.94. Aave cost estimate toward the month's end 114.7. Change for November 16%. Aave estimate for December 2025. First and foremost costed $114.7. Exorbitant cost $114.7, while low cost $89.11. They found the middle value of cost $103.27. Aave cost estimate toward the month's end 95.82. Change for December 16%. Aave cost expectation for January 2026. In the first place, cost at $95.82. Exorbitant cost $115.28, while low cost $95.82. The arrived at the midpoint of cost $103.67. Aave cost figure toward the month's end $107.74. Change for January 12.4%. Aave figure for February 2026. Initially cost at $107.74. Excessive cost $107.74, while low cost $88.11. The arrived at the midpoint of cost $99.58. Aave cost figure toward the month's end $94.74. Change for February 12.1%. Aave cost expectation for Walk 2026. Initially cost at $94.74. Excessive cost $94.74, while low cost $76.39. The arrived at the midpoint of cost $87,000. Aave cost gauge toward the month's end $82.14. Change for spring 13.3%. Aave gauge for April 2026. To start with cost at $82.14. Exorbitant cost $101.95, while low cost $82.14. They found the middle value of cost $90.38. Aave cost gauge toward the month's end $95.18. Change for April 16%. Uster Aave expectation for May 2024. At the outset cost at 0.11 coins. Excessive cost 0.19, while low zone 11. The arrived at the midpoint of costs 15. The Uster Aave conjecture toward the month's end 0.18. Change for May 63.6%. Dollar to Aave gauge for June 2024. In the first place cost at 0.18 coins. Excessive cost zone 23, while low zone 16. The arrived at the midpoint of cost 0.20. The Uster Aave figure toward the month's end 0.22. Change for June 22.